our media, where voices of conscience and courage take center stage. It's Youth Month here in South Africa, and today we'll be putting a spotlight on a rising voice from the Rohingya community, a young man using poetry and peace advocacy to speak truth to power, to preserve memory, and most importantly, to inspire justice. Shofiqure Rahman has just been named Global Young Advocate for Peace by the 10th Asia Pacific Luminare Awards. It's a very, very prestigious honor that recognizes his commitment to raising the voice of the Rohingya through creative resistance and youth leadership. He was born stateless, but yet never silent. Shofikure's words carry the weight of exile and the fire of hope. From Bangladesh to global platforms, he's been using poetry to challenge erasure, and now his work has earned him international recognition. And he has he's going to receive his award in August in the Philippines. And this is a milestone, not just for him personally, but for an entire generation of Rohingya youth demanding dignity, peace, and justice. He joins us now from Cox's Bazar refugee camp to share his story, his struggle, and most importantly, the path that led him here. Shofiqure, assalamu alaikum. Jazakallah so much for joining us. Welcome to the show, and congratulations on this award that you'll be receiving.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
No,
I'm really honored to be invited
the
to
pleasure
be
is all
invited for
ours.
such.
I think let's start the conversation with how you felt when you found out that you've won the Global Young Advocate for Peace Award. What does this recognition mean to you personally and for your community?
Uh, about my Global Advocate Award, I, I was overwhelmed. I'm really, really excited to see my awards on in the Philippine Pacific, Asian Pacific Luminary Awards, especially. So I think it was really excitement, one of my excitement in my life, life event in my career for me and my community, because in my community there is no chance to get to earn a global recognition for anything, even if we do anything that levels up to someone uh, that earns recognition from world. So these awards mean a lot to me, and I'm very happy to have it, sir.
Mm, mm. Let's talk about your reality. You're finding yourself at Cox's Bazar. It's a refugee camp. The Rohingya have been displaced for so many years now. Just take us through that. Living in a refugee camp, and what you witness in and around the world around you.
Okay, sir. Okay, so let me tell you a bit about Myanmar. My career, about my experiences about Myanmar and Cox's Bazar. So,
Hmm.
uh, especially when I was in Myanmar, I was 3 years old. After the genocide and mass killings, I and with my family arrived in Bangladesh. Fled to Bangladesh, and the and the Bangladesh, as you know, and the Bangladesh helped us give a place to live. So um, let me come to my point. So in the Cox's Bazar, life in the Cox's Bazar is not that easy, as we know. So it's really full of strugglings, really full of strugglings. Like sometimes we are short of footage, sometimes we're short of clothes, sometimes we're short of equality. Equal opportunity, and sometimes we are in need of education, as we can't pursue our higher education, even if we have completed our class 12 flowing the memory curriculum. So if I say about camp, there is lots of struggles. So uh, it's really hard. It's really hard to be a refugee, to be a refugee. As we all know, refugee means what should I say? I,
Mm,
I mean, I'm short of
mm,
words to say about refugee because it's
mm,
really hard to to express from the bottom. So
mm,
life is full of a struggle. Life is full of a struggle. A refugee means life is full of a struggles for me.
no,
There is
definitely.
no
And I think,
yeah,
yes.
there is no
No.
to do anything.
No, I think that's completely understandable, and I think the struggles of the Rohingya people has been so well documented. I want to focus on your poetry. It's been described as a form of justice and of survival. Can you talk to us about the role that poetry and writing plays in your life in telling the story of the Rohingya? Do you remember the first poem that you wrote, and also what inspired it?
Okay, sir. Okay. So to be honest, I do not have one. I do not have anyone to be inspired. To be inspired. So especially my struggles, my hardship, my everyday struggles, my everyday hardship, and my everything we do here in camp inspired me to write poetry. Okay, sir. So as we are still facing injustice, as we are still facing hardship, struggles every day. So they are, this inspired me a lot to write poetry about, poetry. So when I feel struggles, when I feel injustice, when I feel nervous, I often write poems, short stories, novels, articles, so and so on. So this makes me happy and uh, get me out of stress. So
Mm.
about my first poetry, actually my poetry began in 2023 when I was in class nine. Class 8. When I was in class 8, I began writing poetry in 2023. So uh, we are Rohingya was my first poem I have ever
Do you do you do you,
written.
do you
Okay.
mind reciting it for us, if you can
Okay, sir.
remember
I
it?
will.
Okay.
Okay, I think I may forget some lines, but I
Mhm.
can still say. I can still say. Would you mind? Would you mind if I? Yeah, I noted. I have notes. I have notes. So would you mind if
No, no,
I
it can
recite
be
from my notes?
it can be short. It can be from your notes. We just want to hear a sense of how you write and how you express yourself with poetry. Just for our listeners and viewers here in South Africa from across the world to hear you.
Okay, sir. So let me recite. Okay. So we are Rohingya. My first poem. We are Rohingya. We are Rohingya. We came. We fled to Bangladesh not because we were. Uh, sorry, sir. Let me remember it. Let me remember it.
All right,
So
all right.
it
No, I
was
think
actually it was in
yeah. I think
it was in
as you
2023. So
it's a long time ago. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Thanks
No, no, it's
for
fine. It's fine.
understanding, sir.
I think you remember it as we go, or maybe you can just recite one of your poems for us when we finish the interview. But I want to talk about here in South Africa, June. We are commemorating and celebrating Youth Month. It's a very very special month for us. Where we recognize the struggles of young people and how they contributed to the freedom of South Africans. And many young people across the world, including here in South Africa, are struggling to speak out and to be heard. What advice do you have for the youth, for young people who want to use their voice, especially when it feels like the world isn't listening?
Okay, sir. So if I say in one word, Africans are also like us. Refugee once. Okay, sir. So I can understand. I can understand their feelings. I can understand their feelings, and I have more friends. I have lots of friends. I mean, lots of poets and poetess from Africa. So uh, through their verses they write on Facebook, on social media, I can understand that they are also like me, and they expresses their feelings, their struggles like me. So one of my suggestions to them is they need to engage with activities, I mean in communities activities, uh, and do various courses, I mean that promote their leadership. Okay sir. So
Mm,
uh, so they need to do various activities like as you know, extracurricular activities. This can enhance their um, mindset. Okay sir, so this can enhance their mindset, and they also need to participate in, I mean, community discussion to develop their mind, to develop their
mm,
thinking. Okay, so I think
mm.
it's my suggestion. Okay sir.
No, that's very very good advice. You know, to make sure that the youth gets engaged with what's happening in their community. They speak out even when it's difficult, and they feel like the world isn't listening. And I think you make a very very important point that Africa in a lot of ways is similar to the Rohingya people. You still have a lot of Africans that are displaced. You have a lot of Africans living in difficult conditions in poverty, and it's up to young people like yourselves, that I think are going to change the world that we're living in, because you're vocal, you speak. But finally, Shafiqur, before I let you go, how can our listeners support your work? How can they learn more about it? Where can they get in touch with your poetry and just the Rohingya struggle, through your lens, through your first-hand lived experience?
uh, Sir, actually, since my childhood, I was very curious to give a presentation, to give a biography about myself to the media. So it
Mhm.
was one of my to take an interview with media. So first of all, thank you very much for Salam Media, uh, for this chance. So I would love to express. I would love to. Why I want to take an interview to the media is for
Mm,
express my inner feelings about the hardship we face as a Rohingya. So um, I want to uh, convey my everyday challenges, being a refugee, being a Rohingya, what we are facing. I want to express all this. Okay, yeah, young or old. I want to express. So for this chance from Salam Media, I hope to reach my voices to the global stage, to to hear my voices as a refugee, and I want to make my my situation being action from my voice,
mm,
and it was my hobby to do to take any action from my voices. It's my hobby. Why I write poetry is only for this.
mm,
Sir, thank
mm,
you.
mm. No, we're going to let you go, Shafiquri. Thank you so much for chatting to us. I think you are an inspiration for me. You're inspiration to a lot of young people across the world. And we hope to chat to you soon when you go and receive your award. And yeah, wishing you all the best and good luck.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And I will surely show you my awards. Okay, sir.
Definitely,
And
definitely. Send us pictures. Send us pictures.
sir, actually, to say about me, would you like to hear about me, sir?
Yes,
Sometimes
yes. Go ahead.
just
Just small,
okay,
small,
sir.
small. We have 1 minute.
Yeah. So, as you know, my full name is Shofiqure Rahman, but you're gonna call me with my first name, Shofiq, right?
Mm,
So, I'm an author of a poetry book and working for second poetry book, sir, right now, and
mm-hmm.
that will be published at on September. I mean, next 2 months later. So currently, I am taking an IL exams, and also doing, pursuing an undergraduate uh,
Mm.
degree, yeah, in the University of the People. So I'm also taking different, I mean, various courses as I
Mm-hmm.
did and post it on Facebook. So
Mm.
uh, yeah,
What's your
yeah,
what's
I'm
your
also
what's your
working.
what's your handle on
Yeah, I'm
Facebook?
also
Where people can follow you and see your work.
okay, sir. Shafiqure Rahman.
Shofiqure Rahman. So the way that you spelt it on your caption there, that's your handle and that's where people can find you, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All
So
right.
I'm also working on raising my voices, my community voices, like activists. I'm also
Mm,
working for it and learning politics
no, definitely.
to take. Thank you. Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. It was a pleasure talking to you. We'll definitely be following you on your social media, and we're going to chat soon. You are a wonderful young man, and I think there's a bright future that's awaiting you, and we'll definitely be keeping close tabs with you. What's the name of the book that you've written?
My life in a refugee camp tells of love and losses.
There we go. Shafukuri Rahman, Jazakallah so much for chatting to us. We're going to leave it here for now.
Okay, sir. Okay. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Well, there you have it. Shofiqure Rahman coming to us from Cox Bazar. And yeah, man, brilliant. I mean, that big, bright smile. Even, despite the circumstances, in a refugee camp, displaced, we all know the plight of the Rohingya. We know how difficult the lives, of young people, especially, can be in these refugee camps. And it's just so inspiring to see a young person, having a talent to write, to express themselves, and not being constrained by the circumstances that they find themselves in. And I think in a lot of ways, as a young Black South African, this speaks to me. Young Black South Africans find themselves in difficult situations themselves. Whether it's in townships, it's in rural areas, it's in informal settlements. We are constrained, by factors beyond our control. And I think it's a love for education that you see from Shafikuri, is the love for expressing yourselves and being vocal and seeking opportunities wherever that you can, that I think ultimately will be the answer. So I think there's something special here. He's one to keep a close eye on. The future, is looking bright. And I hope that he continues and doesn't get deterred on his journey through life and through changing his circumstances. So yeah, really interesting conversation. Please follow him on his Facebook. It's Shafikuri Rahman. Support the work that he does, because the world is a ugly place, and seeing a young person smile like that despite the circumstances that they find themselves in is nothing short of inspiring. We've come to the end of today's edition of News and Views, closing it on a beautiful note. We'll be with you again next week Tuesday. Well, I'll be with you again next week Tuesday. Tomorrow, Inadwad is coming back for the Friday edition of the show. There's so much activity that will be taking place. Please follow us on our various social media platforms. There's a big march in Soweto, the first pro-Palestinian march that will be taking place in Soweto, taking place on Saturday. And then for all our colleagues in the media space, there's a press conference that is also taking place. This is all in our hashtag Global Voices for Gaza campaign, where we bring Palestinians to South Africa, and we bring another one. Please check our social media pages, follow us, tag us if you want to be a part of it. But we're going to leave it here for now. From myself, Salailo, and the rest. I'm getting kicked out of the studio, guys. From myself, Salailo, and the rest of the team is Shap Shap. We'll see you again next time.